years.
Well, McKenna would always go on about the world being made of language.
Yes,
it's really hard to wrap your head around, man. That was a real mind fuck, because
it was huge.
Not really, but wait a minute, because two people have to communicate in order to create something together.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're thinking about infrastructures and cities. That is all a factor of language.
Oh yeah.
Without language, none of this would be there. It's so hard to wrap your head around that.
And I think that he was spot on, and I think that the reason that he was spot on is because when he says, okay, the world is made of language, what he's saying is we create a mental model of the world in order to understand the world, in order to speak about the world and react to the world. We create a mental model in our head, and then we label those pictures in our heads, symbolically. So we abstractify reality. And therefore, the way that we interface reality is through the prism of our language, our thinking, our preconceptions, our stereotypes, our culture, which is what they say, we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are, which speaks exactly and directly to what I think McKenna was saying. Reality is made of language. It's almost like, it's why, they say that, even thinking a happy thought will start to make you happier,
Right.
essentially the world changes. You become happier about the world simply by thinking it so. And it sounds kind of new agey and stuff, but, not really, because even the object of description, I think, does something to influence one's perception of reality, which is just how you interpret electrical signals going through your brain anyway. And so if you're aware that reality is made of language and that we're co-creating it with our intention, and something, of course, which is magnified with psychedelics, that's why they talk about set and setting being so integral to the trip, because your thoughts about the trip affect the trip itself. So thoughts become reality. But we should think of our lives as one big fucking trip. Our normal baseline waking sober lives is one big hero's journey. And it should be up to us to think of it so. And so if we're all on a hero's journey, if we're all on an extended lifelong mind manifesting, which means psychedelic trip, then we have a responsibility to sort of use words to map our reality the way that we want, to be authors of our reality, of our existence, to make a masterpiece out of life, one that we would willingly live again and again for all of eternity. So